Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Push with Nick and KP. We're back once again to bring you a SmackDown recap, this time of the Go Home edition, which took place in Jacksonville, Florida on May 8th, just the night before Backlash. Jacob Fatu kicks off SmackDown just under 24 hours away from challenging the World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. Jacob lets us know that Roman has always been seen as the future, whereas Jacob was seen as nothing. Jacob says he's not going to challenge Roman, he's going to take him down and win that WHC. Then joins the Usos. The Usos try and let Jacob know his efforts tomorrow are futile no matter what he brings. The OTC will beat that ass. Jacob's confidence isn't shaken in the slightest, however, and lets the Usos know that he's fighting for his family, and Roman can't say the same. But two also lets Jim and Jay know that if they even think about interfering, that he'll burn the entire family tree down. Love that last line. I feel like this is a pretty quality promo here from Fatu. The intensity and passion can definitely be felt here, and I would say has me even further looking forward to a matchup that I was already looking forward to quite a bit. So, successful promo on my end, in my opinion. I think Jacob Fatu continues to show he has potential to be the one, that guy. Looking forward to that matchup tomorrow. Our first contest of the evening has Kiana James getting a shot at the new Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton. This match wasted little time as both women were firing on all cylinders here. I've seen a lot of complaints to the IWC recently how it seems like Stratton has been a bit checked out, but I think a lot of people are just kind of forgetting how long she was away from the ring. So maybe just perhaps a bit of ring rust. So I don't completely agree or disagree with the reports I've seen, but I do think it is clear on this night Tiffany did step up things a notch. Was definitely looking better than she had recently. Assuming this won't be the last time we see these two battle it out for a championship, of both of these women I think have bright futures. Hopefully their future contests, however, do get a bit more time, as I feel like this one wasn't quite long enough, and that commercial break took up a good portion of this matchup. But on this occasion, thanks to some interference from Julia that backfired, Tiffany lands the prettiest moonsault ever to get the win and still your Women's United States Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Our next match of the evening sees Tala Tonga of the MFT, accompanied by Solo Sikoa, going up against one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions in Damian Priest. Similar to the last matchup, this one wastes very little time as Damian is hungry to get revenge on the MFT for that ambush last week. Damian doesn't even have time to take off his jacket. It's a pretty hard-hitting contest and not typically a contest that I would like. This was entertaining, and even though DP told Truth to stay in the back as it clearly wasn't 100%, the MFT do some MFT things to try to get the advantage, and Truth simply can't resist the urge to get involved. This ends up costing Damian Priest the match as Tala gets the win for the MFT with an assist from Tama and Solo. After the match, however, it looks like the MFT might once again stand tall, but Royce Keys ends up coming out to assist Truth and DP as the MFT retreat. But we will see another match kind of from the fallout of this match later on in the evening. The next segment of the evening has our undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes talking about the ring general Gunther and his desire to be next in line. We then see Paul Heyman joining in on the fun as we saw a bit of a segment earlier where it looks like Gunther was trying to sign something, but Cody came coming out kind of distracted him, and that kind of led Gunther to leave the area. Heyman then comes out and says he's not Gunther's advocate, but he has a contract for a match between Cody and Gunther to take place not tonight in Jacksonville, but at Clash in Italy. And that was the favor that we saw Gunther refer to a while back. So nice to see another storyline not fall by the wayside here. Heyman then departs and says, now it's on you, Cody, to get that contract signed. Gunther attempts to ambush Cody again, but this time his efforts are thwarted as Rhodes is prepared and stands tall after several failed attempts by the ring general. Very much looking forward to that matchup at Clash in Italy. Should be a ton of fun. The next matchup of the evening has Matt Cardona going up against Ricky Saints. A couple of big personalities here that both desperately need a win. This is a quality contest, though. I do feel like maybe that desperate kind of ability or willingness to win kind of coming into play. Obviously, two very quality talents in the ring here. Cardona gave it his all in this back and forth contest, but in the end, a revolutionary DDT and a Rochambeau from Ricky Saints was all it took to get his first win on the main roster. Uh, great, obviously, start for Ricky Starks getting the win over Matt Cardona and kind of going toe to toe with Cody last week. However, you do have to feel a bit bad for Matt Cardona, who seemingly was brought back to eat a bunch of pens. But say what you will about Matt Cardona, he does seem to have good showings in every single contest. So hopefully that goes rewarded at some point. We are then joined by the women's tag team champions Brie Bella and Paige. They let everyone know that they are not just a nostalgia act, and they are both back and better than ever. So if the Judgment Day's Roxanne and Raquel want to step up, they're ready anytime, no matter the show. Their presence is so felt that even when they are not on the show, they are being mentioned. So props to the Judgment Day. But then enters Fatal Influence, who says that the champs are worried about the wrong team, and that in case you missed it, Fatal Influence has already started their takeover of the blue brand. Then enters the Irresistible Forces, who are simply amused by the back and forth, and that anyone on this brand can stand up to them and tell Fatal Influence to get back in the line. A nice little segment here that I hope can help get this once thriving division back on track. But on this occasion, Lash Legend and the Irresistible Forces stand strong. But I think there has some potential here to be some really good matchups. So looking forward to what this division can bring. And off of that last segment, we get our next match of the evening with Fatal Influence already here in a 3-on-3 or 6-woman tag match that has them going up against Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and the WWE Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. And going into this matchup, I thought there was no way Fatal Influence was going to win this match, but if they just stayed competitive, that would go a long way and help them continuing their blazing hot start here on the main roster. But in the end, even if you want to give a slight assist to Jade Cargill, who is seen for the first time since losing her title at Rhea at Mania, Fatal Influence more than holds their own here against the three of the biggest talents in WWE, and not just that, they do get the win. So props to them. Really looking forward to Fatal Influence and what they can do. Couldn't ask for a much better start here. But like most matches tonight, the stories being told during and after the matches, this one is no exception. It felt like there was a point to it, but the heels did very much outnumber the faces, and clearly Jade isn't quite over that loss at WrestleMania. So clearly a lot of storylines coming out of this one, but for me, highlight has to be Fatal Influence. Our next match of the evening sees Tama Tonga of the MFT, accompanied by Tala Tonga and Solo Sikoa, taking on Royce Keys after his interference earlier in the evening to help Truth and Damian Priest. Although Tala looked like he wanted to help Tom out on several occasions, we do see Solo kind of hold him back, keep him in check. But recent back and forth where Tama wanted to prove that he can hold his own. This is a much better back and forth than I would have thought, and wasn't just because of the MFT numbers game. They do come into play here as we see so often. But in the end, even if it took a lot of work to do, Royce does land the ultimate spine buster to get the win over Tama here. And after the match, we do see a frustrated Tama backstage confronted by Shinsuke, who continues their back and forth and questions why he's still with the MFT if they won't even help him out. But yeah, Damian Priest and definitely their match was good, but I feel like this match between Tama and Royce Keys was even better than that one. So curious to see where that kind of all unfolds from here. Now to our main event segment of the evening, which no matter which side of this whole storyline you stand on, this was always going to be a bit topical. Throughout the evening, we see respects being made to Gingerbread Man in his casket. And a bunch of historic WWE segments with Gingerbread Man there. I thought that piece of it particularly was kind of funny. Trick has a backup choir to help him sing a song and attempts to keep it all together as he's clearly struggling to keep it all together in light of the events that have happened here. Um, yeah, while all the photoshops and images did make me chuckle, I'm not sure how much longer they can carry on with this storyline um, before they start getting turned on by the crowd. But the live crowd did seem to love it here. I found myself mildly entertained. Like I said, there were picks I liked better than others, but Sammy being the heel and the voice of reason in this whole thing is just, I'm not sure what goes behind that decision. But regardless, Loyati ends up showing up as he's in the gingerbread costume the whole time. He attacks Sammy from behind, and Trick then gets to land a trick shot to end the show. Yeah, props to both Zayn and Trick, and even Loyati, who's been good enough to make this all work. But biggest props, obviously, Zayn and Trick to make this, or trying their hardest to make this all work. I think it's been good enough. I'd like to see the end of it, but like I said, definitely topical no matter which side you fall to it. I think it's fun, at least fun enough. I didn't think it would go this long, but I think it's been fun enough. Nice to do something different, not to take everything so seriously. I just think that maybe a couple of the matches we've had throughout the evening maybe could have used a bit more time as opposed to how long this kind of whole storyline has been. But regardless, just kind of chuckle at it and hopefully move on for now. And that matchup tomorrow between Zayn and Trick will hopefully be a good one. Overall, for this episode of SmackDown, similar to Raw, this didn't really feel like a go home show to me. Some quality matchups throughout the show, and like I said, I would have liked a few of them to get a bit more time, but I did feel like kind of everything served a purpose. Some more entertaining Danhausen segments, the bit where he's in the back trying to clone himself. I thought that was great as well. The gingerbread stuff as well, obviously, make of that what you want. It was at least different. So, and definitely topical. So for a rating, I'd probably give this one a 6, maybe a 6.5 out of 10. Maybe I was just in a good mood and excited to get back in the swing of things. But yeah, I did feel like this was an entertaining enough show with some quality contests. So better than your typical go home show for sure. But definitely not going to be remembering this one or rating this one highly, much more higher than 6. So yeah, curious to hear what you all think of this episode of SmackDown. What did you make of the gingerbread and Danhausen segments and the contest throughout the evening? Would love to hear from you in the comments below. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you like what we're putting out here. But yeah, we are just less than a day away from Backlash, so looking forward to that as well. And we'll be back with those reactions tomorrow, so definitely look forward to that video coming out soon. But for now, this has been the latest episode of The Push with Nick and KP. We'll see you soon. Take care.